Ken Finnan from Capital Advantage Tutoring. It's my job to get you past the FINRA exams. So for the SIE, sort of the 7 definitely, and the 65 and 66, they will ask you about alpha and beta. So alpha and beta I get all the time. I have it in my quick and dirty video, but I don't have a separate one for that. So we're going to work on that today. We're going to fix that problem. So let's get into it. So you have alpha and beta. So beta is basically the measure of the volatility of a portfolio or a stock versus the overall market. Beta of 1 means it moves with the market. Beta of 2 means it moves twice as fast. Beta of -1 means it moves the same amount, but the opposite way. So if we think about it, it's a multiplier. So beta is the multiplier. So if I have a beta of 1.5, whatever the market does, I will do 1.5 times that. So alpha is what you do above that, excessive return. It's like a risk-adjusted return. It is what you do better than expected. That's the way I think. And if you don't do as much as you're expected, it's a negative alpha. So think alpha is better, okay? Better. Series 7 SIE, I'm the alpha guy. There we go. Okay, let's get into the math. So here's our situation. We have a beta of 1.5. You will never, ever, ever have to figure that out. They will give that to you. Here's the return. They may try to throw tricks at you, but pretty much they're going to tell you what the return is. There it is, a 10% return. This is your actual return, okay? This is the actual, your portfolio or the stock actually did 17%. So to get whether we did better or worse than expected, we just do this. We do beta times the return. So 10% return times 1.5, that is going to equal 15%. So that's our, whatever you want to call it, that's our expected return, okay? We're expected to do 15, but we actually did 17. So we did 2 points better. That's 2 points of positive alpha, okay? We did better than expected. 2 points of positive alpha. Boom, that's it. Now, let's say instead of doing 17, I did 14%. Now, my expected is 15. I did less than expected. So I'm going to have 1 point of negative alpha. This is negative. We did not do enough, okay? We did less than expected. That's where the beta and alpha come in. Okay, so here we have a beta of 0.5, okay? Beta 0.5, that means you're more conservative. You're going to move less than the market. So if the market goes up 10, you're going to do it times 0.5. That's going to give you 5%. That's what you're expected to do. A beta between 0 and 1 is going to be conservative, okay? Anything over 1 is going to be more aggressive, and it should be doing better than the market or worse than a bad. Moving more than the market is the better term for that. So if we have a beta 0.5 and the market goes up 7%, we're expected to go up half of that. So we're going to do times 0.5, and that should equal 3.5%. That's what we're expected to do. But look what we did. We actually did 8. So we just do 8 minus 3.5. So you have 4.5 points of alpha. Pretty simple. Now, let's change it up a little bit. So you notice that if the market's going up, if you have a lower beta, since you're more conservative, you're going to actually do less than the market. So you can actually have a worse return than the overall market. But what happens if this happens? What if the market goes down 7%? Same thing, you do, it's a 0.5 beta, more conservative. You do times 0.5, you will only go down 0.3.5%. So if you have a lower beta, you'll actually do better in a worse market, but worse in a better, because you're not going down as much. You're going to down half as much. Market goes down 10, you'll go down 5. Market goes down 20, you'll go down 10. So a lower beta would give you a better return in a bad market and a worse return in a good market. Okay, so look at this. This is a negative beta. This is a negative 1.5, which means you're inverse. They'd be like, this would be like an ETF or some inverse product. So if the market went up, you go down. If the market goes down, you go up. So let's say you have a beta of 1.5 and the market goes up 12%. What you're going to do is do this, just multiply it times 1.5. That's going to give you a, 18%, but it's the opposite. So you just have to flip that and put a negative. It's just going to go the opposite way. So this, your expected return is negative 18%. If you have a beta of negative 1.5 and the market goes up 12%, you're expected to go down 18. Okay. Okay, so here we're throwing a twist at you. So we have a beta of 1.5. The S&P 500 is 12%. That's the whole market. And then we have a risk-free rate of return. The T-bill return, the 90-day T-bill or the 91-day T-bill, whatever you want to call it, is actually what they call the risk-free rate of return. There's no risk. It's short-term. It's safe. There's no real interest rate risk or inflation risk or any of that. So it's called the risk-free rate of return. And you kind of want to find out what you're doing above that. Now, this is more likely going to be in the vendor's books than on the actual exam. But I'm going to show you how to do it so you don't screw it up on the books. For the most part, the way we're doing it before is the way the test does it. But I'm going to throw this in here just in case you get this. Now, so first of all, we still have a beta of 1.5, but the risk-free rate of return is basically what we would get if we didn't take any risk. So the risk-free rate is measuring our risk-free rate where we don't have any risk. I keep saying that over and over again. And if you earn 12%, I mean, yeah, you're in 12%, but compared to the risk-free rate, you're not a full 12% over. You're like 10% over. What they call risk premium. That's what you're earning over the risk-free rate. Now, let's do this. So first thing you do before you do any multiplying is you subtract the risk-free rate from here. So that's 2%. So that's now 10%. That's our risk premium. And then what we're going to do is take that 10%, and multiply times the beta of 1.5. That's going to give us our 15%. Okay. Now, here's the thing on this. You can't just match it up this way. You also have to say, okay, what are we earning over the risk-free rate? So we have to subtract that also. So there's a 2%. So our after risk premium, I guess, is going to be 17%. So there we only have 2 alpha. Again, 17 minus 15 is 2 alpha. Positive. That works. They don't always do this. The books might. I've never seen anyone on the test come back and say they had to do it, but I don't want to leave it out there in case you get it done. Super easy. So if you see the risk-free rate of return, you just subtract it from the market return, then do the beta. Then you subtract the risk-free rate of return from the actual return, and then you compare 17 to 15, alpha of 2. Hope that helps. Super quick. It's going to be in the quick topics. I'll probably throw it in the 66 playlist just so we have it. And let's go that. And Megan, thank you for making me do this. So if you like this stuff, please check out my live every Tuesday and Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern.